Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a wonderful day or evening. Today's story features some instant karma. OP found out his wife went to a hotel to meet up with her affair partner, but after they did the deed and she was planning on leaving, her car ended up dying. Now his wife is begging for mercy and reconciliation after she recently ended up in serious debt and knows her affair partner can't help her. In today's second story, OP found out his fiancée cheated on him and needs advice on how to proceed. Now, let's get into today's stories. This is my first time posting on Reddit, so I'm going to do my best. I don't know the acronyms yet. I'm trying to learn them all. If my writing and story is all over the place, just know I'm going off the top of my head and thoughts and emotions right now. Sorry. To start, I'm 31 and my wife is 28. We have 2 kids, ages 7 and 5. My wife asked me for separation August 27th, 2020. She left that day and was apparently living with her mom. The day after, I got messages from her cousin saying that she had been cheating on me. My wife claimed she never did up to this day. A week after, we met up to do a Zoom meeting on her phone to meet our son's teacher online. She got a Facebook message saying something like, "Only a few hours," eggplant emoji, peach emoji, sweat emoji. After the meeting, I asked her if she could explain that, and she said she didn't want to talk about it and that she had deleted the messages already. She said it was a girlfriend of hers because she was going on a date, and apparently girlfriends get excited for each other and think they're just going to get laid, which I obviously didn't believe at all. I got really upset and told her to leave. Around Thanksgiving, October for us in Canada, she told me she was taking the kids to another city to visit her grandparents and go swimming for Thanksgiving. She ended up lying and actually went with our kids and this guy she apparently cheated on me with and stayed in a hotel. On their drive back, the car engine blew and died. The same car she fought me for and owes almost $12,000 on and still makes payments on every couple weeks. This is when I started to believe in karma a little bit more. Between September and November, my wife and I drank together and had sex around 5 or 6 times. I still wanted her back and I really wanted to have sex with her. The part that I'm realizing now is that she had been seeing this guy for a while. I found pictures of them about a week and a half ago. Ever since I saw those pictures and confirmed things, I've stopped talking to her. I just wanted to believe all of her lies, even when they were obvious. So, she cheated on me, left me for him, and was cheating on that guy with me? Just 2 weeks ago, before I found out for sure, she came over and we talked. She let me feel her up and give her a full body massage and everything. Right now, I can't even fathom what has been going on in her head. Some other extra facts. The kids are doing well, my apartment is spotless, and I've lost 50 pounds since she left me. 235 pounds down to 185 pounds. She came to my place a couple of times and has cried to me about how it's so unfair that I'm doing so much better than she is. She said it wasn't fair that I was doing all of this now and not when we were together. She told me she still loved me on Christmas and bought me Christmas gifts. Not just junk, but a bottle of sake, because she knows how much I want to visit Japan and how much I enjoy making ramen and such. So she put thought into it. I don't mean to sound rude, but she doesn't look very good nowadays either. She put on weight and went hard into drugs and drinking. She told me she cries all the time. She told me she was depressed with me. Left me thinking it'd be better, but is still depressed, and that messes with her. But as we know, happiness comes from within, and she has none. So if you left me for someone else, at least be happy about it and make the best of it. She hasn't texted me for 4 days now. That's the longest she hasn't texted me in 4 months. She told me before, when we were together, that if she ever left, I would fail. When I started a job working in a kitchen, I started as a dishwasher, and she said I would never make any friends. Apparently, she forgot how social and good with people I am. All the waitresses loved me, and I moved from dishwasher to working on the line, and then was asked if I'd want to bartend. At the time, I was overweight, and my self-worth and confidence were shot, so I didn't take up the bartending job. She didn't like how many people, especially girls, ended up liking me. Throughout the marriage, whenever my wife and I would go out drinking, she would always end up twerking on the wall or the floor and letting guys videotape her. She flirted with everyone and even had many of my close friends thinking I wanted a threesome with her. I don't drink often, but one Halloween I drank too much at a friend's party and ended up passing out and throwing up everywhere. While I was doing that, she was in the bathroom with guys showing her chest off for free coke and who knows what else. But she convinced me nothing happened and ended up making me think I was crazy and that everyone else was wrong. Basically, gaslighting me. I'm seeing a therapist now, and I'm learning that basically she just needed attention from external sources nonstop. Getting it from her husband just wasn't enough. I know we all have issues and our marriage wasn't perfect. I know I still love her and care about her, but I won't be a back burner or a second choice. I hate comparing how me and her are doing, but it makes me feel better right now. I have my own place, a dog, happy kids, my own vehicle, money, and I'm in a university. Even though I feel like complete garbage, I'm working through the emotions so I can fully move on and try to be at peace, whereas she is living with her mom with a broken car, no vehicle, asking me for money, and living off CERB, COVID money, unhappy and depressed. She thought the grass was greener and found out that it wasn't. She is so afraid to be alone with her own thoughts that she still sleeps with her mom or the kids sometimes. When I have moved on, she will not have. I don't know if she will ever move on because she knows she made a mistake and is stubborn. In the end, I just don't know why she cheated and left, but continues to text me, had sex with me, and told me how I'm doing so much better than her. It boggles the mind. But then again, how can you understand someone who doesn't even understand themselves? I'm doing well, but some weeks I just feel so much pain. Like she pulled my heart out, shattered it, and had sex with the other guy on top of the shattered pieces. Anyways, that's the story. There's so much more I could say and background that I could give, but I think this does it. Thanks for reading. Feel free to ask any questions or whatnot. It's a difficult time to get separated and cheated on, what with COVID happening at the same time. OP, here are my thoughts on the situation. The best advice is to go no contact except for instances that involve the kids. You need to stop letting her in the house. When she wants to talk, cut her off and walk away. She's a cake eater. She wants her cake, her affair partner, and to eat it too, her domestic life. You're letting her hold on to that dream by even entertaining her. I know you still love her, but you admit you can't share her in your life, and that is exactly what you're doing. She can't give you what you need. Focus on yourself and your needs. Let's see what the comments had to say about the situation. Kat Solo said, "This woman has major mental issues. I think many here have mentioned going after custody of your kids because frankly, she's a mess. She has no self-control. She shows no ability to use good judgment. So allowing her to suck you in over and over is only prolonging the inevitable. You really need to just get her out of your life and mostly out of your kids' lives. As a woman, her behavior disgusts me. She is the type that gives so many of us a bad name. If she's willing to do what you said for free coke, God only knows what else she'd do. Best advice I can give you is to get a lawyer who can tell you how to quietly and smartly gain the information required to get your kids away from her. You will thank yourself for this later. You have to be smart, covert, and it may even take months to gather the info you require, but get a good lawyer and get that ball rolling. Your kids' mental well-being, long-term, is in the balance here." I agree with you, Kat Solo. Now let's get into today's second story. I don't know what I'm looking for by sharing this. I'm just lonely, sad, and disappointed, and maybe I just need some reassurance that I shouldn't consider taking her back. I've been together with my fiancée since the end of 2019. In my mind, things were going great. I proposed last year on a mountain near a waterfall, and she said yes. We talked about what the wedding would be like and having children and all that. However, during our relationship, she became less interested in having sex, like from 1 or 2 times a day to 1 time a week or so. I hated that and tried to make things better. I was always careful with her and made sure she finished. She rarely reciprocated the things I always made sure to do. I hated that, but I accepted it. I am guilty because I'm not good looking and I'm a boring person. I'm a web designer and I usually end up staying up late working, and she woke up way sooner than I did because she was going to college at that time. She graduated last summer. I mention this because that was one of her common complaints, that I stayed up late and we didn't have the same schedule. I'm guilty of that indeed, and the fact that I haven't had many activities outside the internet. She is also kind of lonely. She doesn't have many friends, and in my mind, we were getting along great until this May, when a few days prior to my birthday, she told me she wanted to break up. I was devastated. For a week, she didn't say anything, and then she texted me that we had to talk and maybe sort things out because she wanted to get back with me. I forgot to mention that I moved in with her last year after I proposed, around October. She told me that she was frustrated that I wasn't paying attention to her and I wasn't helping her enough with the chores. That is true. I was also frustrated by the fact that she was never in the mood. She said it was because she just didn't feel the need to do it. I guess it was a vicious cycle. We talked, got back together, and sort of moved back to her place. However, in that particular period of time, she unintentionally hinted that she had been seeing someone during the week we were separated. I pushed her, and she confessed that she had been going out with the guy but said she didn't do anything with him. I was mad, but oh, little did I know that it was worse than I could ever imagine. We got over it a few days ago. With the seed of doubt planted in my mind, she asked me to look for something in her purse. I found 2 packs of condoms, one open with one missing. I confronted her, and she told me that she didn't remember, that she would never cheat on me, that they were old. However, the unopened pack was from 2020. I acted like I believed her, and maybe a part of me did. But yesterday, while cleaning her desk, I moved her mouse and the screen of the laptop turned on. I wanted to mention that never have I ever invaded the privacy of anyone, but given the last days, I needed answers. I read on her Facebook chats with a girlfriend of hers that indeed she wanted me back and she didn't do anything with him, even though she lied to me about how she met him. With a sigh of relief, I searched for the word sex in a conversation with another girl she was close to last year. I wanted to know what I was doing wrong or why she didn't like it. Oh, and oh boy did my world crash right there. The first result was from last year, where my fiancée described how hot her athletic colleague was and how much she wanted him. It was a graphic description. The others described how she went to a coffee shop with him in a short skirt, and then she went to his house and had sex with him. That was during the months of April and May. I don't know how many times it happened. She said she was trembling and that he had sent her a couple of pictures and she couldn't refuse him. At that point, my hands were shaking and I felt sick. I went back even further and she had talked to her about other guys she was talking to in March, and she said she was considering getting Tinder. I confronted her yesterday and she couldn't believe I found out. For half an hour, she kept saying she hadn't cheated on me until she started crying and got on her knees. She said that it was a mistake and that she loved me and wanted to marry me and have my children and all that. I got what I could carry of my things, packed them into my car, and left. So I don't know why I wrote this. I feel heartbroken and destroyed. I really thought I would marry that girl. She is conservative and shy, but I wasn't alpha enough to get to see her true self. I have to hit the gym, I guess. I still can't believe it happened, but yeah, she keeps texting me that she doesn't want to leave me and she would do anything to get me back. And I'm grossed out by the fact that her 2 girlfriends encouraged this behavior. Maybe because she was only telling them the bad things. A month after she cheated was one of their birthdays, so we got together with them and their boyfriends. So I was probably in a room full of people knowing I got cheated on, and I had never a clue at that time. Thank you for reading if you got this far, and sorry for being chaotic in my writing. OP, you're doing everything right except for one thing, blaming yourself. You're a decent, honorable guy, and you don't deserve this kind of treatment. Nobody does. Remember, she could have said no to the engagement. She could have come to you before breaking up and said that she wanted to date other people. She could have canceled the engagement at any time because of doubts. You're the innocent victim of her bad actions. Forget the alpha, beta crap. Good women stick with good guys. She's not a good woman. If you want a good woman, keep being a good guy, but maybe with a little more awareness next time. For now, do what makes you happy. Sports, working out, hobbies, reading, travel. Do all the things you always wanted to do in your life. Empty the bucket list. Your happiness will not start when you find the right woman. You'll find the right woman when you're happy and want to share it. I wish you the best of luck with your situation, OP. Thanks for taking the time to listen to today's stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and comment below on what your thoughts are on today's stories. If there's a story you would like to share with me about your own situation or someone else's, then please do not hesitate to contact me. Take care, everyone.